Hi, Dave here again. As you know, in the past couple of episodes we've covered moving, movable and unmovable. We've covered wants and needs, not in great depth, but just to give you an insight into things. And we will always be talking about these things on the way through. Even though we're talking about investing in the future, we still will keep throwing pieces in like this, because as they come into my mind, I will bring them up. Right, let me just say, over the years I've met lots of people. At my age, I've met lots of people in different countries that have had reasonable incomes, good incomes, but they've always say they've made money, but never knew how to make money. Because money never sleeps. My friend John likes me to say that. Yeah. So, and if you are worried about going into investing, because this is where we're headed, we want to open up an investing account, a self-directed investing account. Now, any bank you go to in any country, they're going to say, would you like to go and see one of our financial advisors? Well, this is where I would say, no, I'd like to do self-investing for myself, right? Because that way, one, you keep all the rewards, 100% of the rewards. And when the share price goes up, you can see it going up and you get to keep the money rather than somebody slicing you into pieces at some finance company where they've got that, no matter what country you're in, that big office block to run. Those beautiful cars and those nice suits, that's what you're paying for. And I learned that when I was a young man. You can do this equally well yourself. If you've got 100 blue chip shares in any country and threw a dart at it with your eyes shut, that's virtually what they're doing. If you went to the top 50, the Dow or the FTSE 100, you're going to do okay 90% of the time. And that's all you do. You're never going to win them all, but you're going to do well out of it. Okay. Now, let me just tell you this. Even though we're all walking around with our eyes open, are we? Think about it. When you walk around and you look at things, I've done this myself. I'm not just speaking to you or putting it condescending. I'm saying this to myself because this is what I did. I used to walk around, go and do my usual things, not pay any attention whatsoever. And then what did I do? You open your eyes one day and say, cool, those trains. I'm sitting here at the lights and I'm waiting for those trains to go by. They're 2 mile long. They're running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As I said, money never sleeps. It's making money 24 hours a day. Then you've got to start saying, well, hang on, it's right in front of my eyes. And a lot of these successful companies are going past your eyes every day, in front of you, but nobody's seeing them. And your homework's being done for you. Years ago now, I'm talking in Canada. I didn't know anything here, so I was only invested in Europe mostly. But my wife was always running into a store called Dollarama. I'm talking 5 years ago. Nothing special, and I got so bored with that type of thing, I'd sit outside and drink a coffee, and she'd be in there and I'd just watch. And some days, after a little while, a couple of months of this, she'd always be popping in for this and that, and I'd be watching. I opened my eyes and I thought, that place is really busy. What's going on? So then I'd come home and talk to my son at the time, and I said, Scott, we need to work out the fundamentals and financials of this company. Anyway, boom, it's gone crazy. We made good money. We did the same with another company called CN Rail, right? You're just trundling around, you're sitting there waiting at lights while these 2 mile long trains go past your eyes, and you think, after you get through the first few months of living in a foreign country and you see these 2 mile long trains and they're blocking your route and pileups of traffic behind you, and you say to yourself, well, they're just crazy busy. Let's do the financials. Boom, they're making money. And as well as making money, they are one of the second largest share buyback company in Canada, next to Rogers. And all these things obviously increase the share value when they keep buying back their shares. So you've got lots of things like that to look at. Just walk around with your eyes open and you will see successful companies operating in front of your eyes that are well worth looking at. But anyway, so as you go down and see about opening your self-investing account, going back to that, you sit down, you have to take 2 forms of identification. It takes a little while. It depends which country you're in. And there's another thing, right? So you're in the bank. This is where you put your money. This is where you actually put your savings, right? And at the moment, I'm just talking about Canada and the United Kingdom. minimal, very minimal savings accounts. Even if you've got the top end high interest savings account, it's like one, say you had crazy amounts of money, say you had 100,000 or pounds or dollars, but it doesn't really matter. If you could get 2%, you'd be really excited. Well, why wouldn't you put that money on the same bank and buy shares in the same bank? Let me just give you an example, an exact example today. Right, today is the date is, I think it's the 4th of, today is Sunday the 4th of, today is Sunday the 4th of September. Right, as the shares are stopped today, on obviously the weekend, the exact number for CIBC of Canada in dividends is 4.96%. Now, if you put your money in the bank in their high interest savings account, you won't get 1%. But if you put your money on the bank and buy their shares with the same amount of money you think you're saving, you'll get nearly 5%. I mean, that's astronomical amounts. And plus, not only that, as your share dividend is coming in, if you look at the graph, and you only have to go onto Google and look on there and go on a 5-year and or a 10-year or an all, and it will show you the graph of the last 10 years, 15 years, and it will show you. And I know history is no representation of the future. I know that, but it's a good indication of where this company is going. And it's a good indication to see that they've been paying dividends all this time, right? So if they can pay dividends all this time, they're not going to miraculously stop tomorrow. They're going to keep paying those dividends. And if you look at the stock price and you just run your cursor over the line, you will see that the shares have gone up exponentially over the years. And you think all that growth in that stock, just the stock alone, is, like I said, exponential. That belongs to you, that growth, and you get to keep it all. And there's nobody else, like a financial advisor or anybody pretending to help you, taking it off you. You get the lot, and you get the nearly 5% dividend right today. 4th of September 2017, you get it today. It's going to be coming throughout the year in 4 payments. Every 3 months you'll get your payment. It doesn't get any easier, but that's just one bank. All the rest are there in every country. And you can, if you want to feel secure and you think, well, I'm not worried about doing investing, I understand. You stick with those huge blue chip companies. They've been there all your life, most of you. When you look at this, you'll say, those banks have been there all your life, from the cradle to the grave of everybody. And you think, right, they will have their ups and downs, but look at their track records and see their growth and see their dividends. That's what you want. And I'm a person who looks for dividends and distressed companies, but I also want to build my house on stone. I don't want to build on a house of cards. I'm an older person. I like to wake up each day and see my money growing. I like to see my money feeding me dividends, right? I'm at that stage, but there are certain elements I want to take a risk with, so that's what I like. So, you've got your account open, try yourself out, look for the dips. You've only got to go into a few graphs. You can see the dips in these huge banks. Look for the dips, and then when you see one, that's your opportunity. Just go in and take a small amount. Because as you progress and you go along in this cycle, you will realize scale is everything. That's where you really make your money. It took me a long time. I started off with small amounts just to get my foot wet or my toes wet, and it takes time. But as you go along and you start to get more confidence, you think, well, I'm winning here on my own. I'm doing this on my own. And you can do it on your own, because I'm not the smartest guy. Believe me, I am not. I'm just a regular guy. I haven't got the higher education or the degree in something. I haven't got it. But I've got a passion for this stock market, and I believe it's there for everybody to take advantage of, and you can do it yourself. You don't need to have the highest IQ. Everybody would like you to believe that. You don't need that. You can do this yourself with a little bit of positivity. Let me tell you something. You will lose a little bit here and there, and it will seem like a loss. But don't forget, if ever you're losing a little bit, unless you sell, you haven't lost anything. It's just numbers on a screen. But once time goes by, because if you want to make money quick, I'm not that guy. I'm not the fast money maker. I'm the guy that says, I'm the one that just goes steady and just keeps going, keeps taking the dividends and compounding my money. And believe me, I've made lots of money, and I've made hundreds of thousands for other people, that they would attest to. And I'm not a professional at this, but when I'm usually at work or wherever I work, people listen to me I make money, and I'm always making money. Hey guys, and just remember, if there's anything here you like, has helped you, and you just got your chain of thought moving, don't forget to subscribe. Just click the button and subscribe. That's all we want. It doesn't cost you anything. Thanks for your time.